We should be live. Awesome. Oh, what's up, everyone? Oh,
let's see.
Cool.
Are we going?
Cool. Yeah, we are live.
Oh, nice.
So we do have a special guest coming on. He'll be on in a bit, he or she. But thanks for coming and joining us after the Team Hold stream. Shout out to Mike. Thanks for giving the plug. Unmute. Uh-oh. Oh, God damn it, Drum Tree. Okay. But yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, everyone. Good to see Neil. Aw. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is here. Nerdbird's here. We got Macabeard, my guy. Got Drunk Tree, Joker Rock, bunch of people. Yes, I did iron out my hat, especially for tonight. Today is a very, very special night. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming on in and joining. We're just kind of doing a oh wow, VIP
we got a special
member. Guys, we have made it. This is a big day. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming on. Thanks for checking up the stream. So not to repeat what Mike and Greg talked about. I think one thing that we want to talk about first is they're kind of talking about how there's not a lot going on in Top Shot right now, and a lot of people are not doing anything. And I think once again, this is a great opportunity, Jason, for us to zig while everyone's zagging, because it seems like everyone's asleep at the wheel right now.
Yeah, there hasn't been much going on in the Top Shot world. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens pretty soon, though, because we've got a quest that ends tomorrow afternoon. And I think we're coming up to crunch time, to where the season's going to be starting here in what, a month or so, and we've got a lot to get through. So I think it's going to be some rapid fire coming up. I don't think it's going to be a slow time for much longer. We got pack drops, we got rake back, we got run it back, we got.
Well, so have you been doing anything?
No,
How dare you, Rocket Silas? How dare you? But you haven't been doing anything at all. You've been kind of waiting as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been sniping moments here and there, but I haven't. I mean, it's besides the Vegas trip where I didn't spend much time online. I was just doing IRL stuff. This past week has probably been my lightest week since I joined the platform. I'm assuming it's kind of that way for everybody, and it's kind of surprising that prices haven't fallen. But I guess if everyone's taken the week or 2 weeks off, then people aren't listing either. So we're just kind of treading water here, which is nice that we can take time off and things. And things don't boom or dip. I mean, we're just kind of in a holding pattern. That's pretty refreshing that we know that it's possible that we can take some time off and things won't go haywire on us, that we won't.
Yeah, it really has been like a straight up sprint, like since I joined. Like first it was just catching up with stuff, and then it was keeping up with stuff, and then even like speculating and trying to get the edge on things that we thought might be coming. And it is nice to breathe. But I will say, like, I mean, I haven't gone like hardcore by any means, but I have noticed that scooping up some of those $3 moments that pop up and disappear, it is a little easier right now. Like, I think a lot of people are getting bored. So they're either like, I mean, you even heard Mike, he was talking about how he was like, oh, maybe I should sell everything. Because he's getting a little like fidgety. And I think there's a lot of people like that who are just like, you know what, like I need some action. Like I need that dopamine hit. Like let me just list this for $3 so it disappears right away. And there's not as many people like looking for those $3 floor moments. There's not as many people looking for like certain Top Shot debuts that are taking small dips. I picked up a Terrence Mann. I'd picked it up, I'd sold it for a profit, and I never picked it up again. So I got one before the season started. I picked up Alexander Walker TSD because I was like, you know what? Once again, I kind of want this before the season starts. If it goes down a bit because he sucks, like whatever, but there's a much higher chance it could do something. And it might be good for like moment ranks, daily fantasy, or I'm assuming season 3 Top Shot's going to be doing some sort of daily fantasy thing with showcases.
Yeah,
they've kind of played around with that a bit. Or like even where they do the like daily top 10 scores or something like that, and having Alexander Walker and Mann, I think would be a pretty solid move. And there's not a ton of their moments out there. So I've been kind of like I've been kind of mostly just watching, but like picking up a $3 here, picking up a TSD here, or like a player that doesn't have a lot. I picked up when I made that video about Series 2, I went and picked up 2 Bobby Portis Top Shot debuts because I was like, oh, I only have his playoff moment. If Top Shot blows up, like I think it will. Like Bobby Portis is such a popular player. He's playing with the Bucks again. Like I don't know how his Top Shot debut doesn't gain some value. Like just kind of looking around, peeking around. It is nice though to not feel like you're under like pressure. Like
yeah, because for the past forever, if you looked away, things could go one way or another. Like now, I can feel comfortable leaving the computer. For long periods of time. I wasn't on my phone at all for like 8 hours today. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I almost missed all your messages.
Yeah, I texted you like 10 times. I was like, dude, oh my gosh. Like,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, it definitely is very interesting. I wonder. So the thing that I wonder is, do we see this long term? Like, is this part of beta, or like, because you would think that there's part of me that thinks that Top Shot obviously wants to keep users engaged every like 365 24/7, because when things are calm like this, I mean, it's good to see that the market's very steady, that things aren't just falling off a cliff. But the less people that are going on to Top Shot every day or feel the need to go on to Top Shot every day, that just equals less sales for Top Shot, and they get that 5% every sale. So they do it to find a balance, obviously, where they're not burning out users or like trying to like coax or like push these users into spending a lot of money like too fast. But like I do wonder, like, do we see this again, or like maybe Top Shot starts to become a more like even pace thing where it's not so much like a sprint, or like I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, because part of me like really enjoys this, but part of me wonders if we'll ever see something like this again.
I mean, I imagine once all the sports have NFTs that they'll be seasonal, just like the seasons are. If there's football NFTs, people are going to be aping into football NFTs at this point of the year, right before week 1 and the first couple of weeks. I know baseball's out, but no one cares about baseball. But some of the other projects, UFC and hockey, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, NASCAR, obviously.
There we go.
NFTs are the future for sure. All those guys, they'll be like, oh, here's a highlight of this guy turning left, and then here's a highlight of this guy turning left, and here's a highlight of this guy turning left and crossing a checkered flag.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Yeah, but no, it will be interesting. Sorry, Greg, but I mean, facts are facts. It will be interesting because maybe that's their future. So they don't plan to have like a ton of off-season stuff going on, because they're like, oh, like this time next year, this time in 2 years, like people will be gearing up for football, or people, and they already did that with the WNBA. Like, granted, obviously the WNBA doesn't have the pull that the NFL does, but it is something that is going on right now while the NBA is not. So already they've kind of covered the entire year.
They got the whole season.
And they're just getting started.
And if you're just a basketball fan, then you'll have something to do 365 days a year. But I mean, most people are multi-sport fans. Like I like football just as much as I like basketball. It just happened that Top Shot came first, and I dove headfirst into it. If football had come first, I'm sure I would have dove headfirst into that just the same. But yeah, it's good to enjoy multiple sports. It's good to enjoy multiple projects. I minted my first non-Top Shot NFTs this morning.
Same here, dude.
a huge accomplishment. Congratulations.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say accomplishment.
It was for me. It was for me. I was flipping out last night.
Oh no, I was too. But I'm just saying, when I finished and all that, there's a part of me that was just like very shameful. Like I spent hundreds of dollars on a picture. I was just
it seemed way too easy to mint those things after you got your MetaMask set up and your OpenSea set up, and you just hit the button and then poof, they're there. Like that was, I can see how people buy way too much. You just hit the button and it's yours. It's crazy.
The rush that I got just wondering if I had just thrown away $700 and will not get anything back because it's pending. Like, holy cow, that thing.
How long did it take for yours to go through?
It only took like a minute-ish. I think it wasn't that bad, but I was just sitting there. I was like, okay, people have told me it takes some time. Like, don't panic. And then I like messaged Macabeard in the chat. I'm like, hey, it's supposed to take a while, right? And he's like, yeah, don't worry. And then, oh, well, that's good to know. Thank you, Macabeard. So for all the people who didn't know, you just lose the gas. So that's good because I had picked a decent gas price. But yeah, I was still like, oh my gosh, like this is like, how do I know that this is working? Like, because I didn't want to go and dive into the actual blockchain and watch the transaction. Like, yeah. So it was an interesting experience. But yeah, like you said, I could see how anyone I could see how people could get addicted to that, especially like from when you do that and then make money off of it too. Yeah. Like, holy cow. Like, I know Raptor News was saying, he's like, yeah, ripping packs just doesn't do it for me anymore. I'm just like, what's the next evolution after minting moments? It's like, am I gonna have to go swim with sharks, or like am I have to like jump out of like start skydiving or bungee jumping, or like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's the next evolution. Like, do I have to mint while I'm skydiving? Like, there you go. Start at the top and then before I hit the bottom,
extreme minting.
Yeah, I can't pull the parachute until the mint's done.
Yeah, until it goes through.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting world. But yeah, speaking of interesting worlds, I was recently talking to an old friend of mine, and he's kind of been really, really completely out of the loop with like Top Shot and NFTs and stuff like that. And this is not my friend Chris, who like came to Vegas with me and all that. This is a different friend, but he's the one who kind of like one of the people that when I first started getting into it, like him and I would talk a lot about it. Cause I was like, I randomly had hit him up. I was like, hey, like, how's it going? And all that stuff. And we ended up talking about NFTs, and he was like, dude, like I'm kind of looking into this too. And he fell off, and dude, so recently we were talking, I was like, dude, it'd be really cool. Like if you would get back into this, because I feel like you're missing out. And so without further ado, I'd like to bring on my friend, my good friend, the one and only Sawyer.
Wait, is this not Mike's stream?
No, it's not.
That was earlier.
That was earlier. You
Jeb
missed
has
it.
a stream.
Yeah, a lot's changed since
September.
I thought Mike sent me the link to the stream. Is this not, dude? Jeb? What are you doing? Adeepthret? What are you guys doing here? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
What is this?
Yeah, a lot's changed. I went from being some like random person that was in the Discord to like now I've got like a whole little thing going. So yeah. As you know, Sawyer is currently in my basement. I brought him down a laptop, so that's the real reason. Yeah. So Sawyer, I know some people aren't going to believe this, but you and I were talking, and you were like, yeah, like I've been pretty much AFK, like I haven't checked Top Shot or anything. So you didn't know about Nico Mannion and what's happened with him. You didn't know about you haven't heard about like what happened at Summer League, right? With Top Shot?
No. So no. No.
Yeah. So there's a lot to fill you in here. So I thought it'd be really cool to bring you on, and then we could all kind of like me and Jason could kind of relive what we've experienced in this last month, and you could kind of like give your thoughts as someone who's who has like really good opinions on this stuff and like looking very much more objectively and from the outside, because you're not so drunk on Top Shot like me and Jason are at this point.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So I think the first thing we have to talk about is Nico Mannion. So Nico Mannion, dude, like you were saying, guys, buy Nico. Like this is like the move to do. So right now, Nico Mannion is sitting at the lowest ask is $80 for Nico.
Is it really?
Yes. But even crazier than that is at one point. So when it was announced that Nico Mannion was leaving Top Shot, or not leaving Top Shot, was leaving the NBA because he signed with an Italian team. And I think it's probably because he just wanted playing time. Because you and I even talked about when we hung out, you're just like, yeah, he's never going to get playing time as long as he's behind Steph Curry. But at one point, Nico Mannion topped out at 200.
No fucking way. Jesus. What a 6 weeks to take off. What the fuck? I think I have like 3 or 4 Nicos. And dude, I got like a number 50 cereal Nico.
I know.
I got like some clean ass cereals.
And you were preaching in the Discord at the time. You were like, guys, in Nico we trust. Like this is like the move.
And maybe everyone that owned Nico took time off of Top Shot. That's why the price went up, because no one was listing them.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. But yeah, so that happened, which is wild.
He just survived. He got like an intestinal infection.
I know, I saw.
Yeah.
Crazy.
A goat nearly taken from us. Prayers
Almost.
up for Nico. It sounds like he's recovered. He lost a little bit of weight, but he's going to put that weight back on and muscle. He's probably going to average about 60 this year for the Italian club. I think it's called Fortuna. And like once Steph kind of wanes off, they'll bring him back and he'll start dropping triple doubles in the NBA.
Facts.
So Nico went to 200. He's trading at 80. So I've got all right. So that's up.
So you're way up there. So already like things are good, but everything's up. I know you had said you're like, oh, I checked, and I was just like kind of shocked that everything was up.
What about Ben Simmons? Where's Ben Simmons' moments at?
Ooh, Ben Simmons is not doing too hot as you would imagine.
Jeez.
Yeah. So another thing I think I wanted to talk on is something that I feel like got a lot of heat for, which in my opinion, very undeserved, but you were saying, hey, winter's coming, and you kept saying it, and you and me had talked about it. We did some videos on it, and a lot of people were like, oh, like why are you fudding Top Shop? Like, what's going on? And so since you left, like, yes, everything's up now, but winter did come for like a solid like 2 weeks. Things really did bottom out, really bottomed out. And like I said, you, me, other people who like could see where this was going pretty early on were saying like, this is inevitably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I thought it would still be bottoming out right now, though. I just looked at OTM NFT. So what caused it? There's like this huge like what I don't know. What do you call that?
Yeah, it massive exponential growth. Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened? Like, what did they do? What did Top Shot do? They had to precipitate. Something had to happen to precipitate this.
Yeah. So what happened was a couple things. One, they announced the 9 Lives Lounge and kind of rolled that out. Were you here? Were you still tapped in when they had talked about that at all?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That was just recent.
The cool cats like 9 Lives. So wow. So yeah, so they announced that, hey, like Cool Cats is going to, like, if you have all 30 Cool Cats, we're launching this 9 Lives Lounge. It's a special Discord where only.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So on top, so they rolled that out. That was part of it. And so we saw the Cool Cats set go from like under 2K to like 9K in like a day or two.
Really?
And that caused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in early on that. I got in when it was 2K. I didn't make a lot of good calls, but that was one of them that I got in at the right time. And they've been like dropping us packs and doing raffles, and they're giving away jerseys now. And we've been having like special special Discord conversations with some of the Top Shot brass, like Roham will drop in, and a couple of the other top guys will drop in for a half hour.
Has Cole Anthony come yet?
No.
We haven't had any NBA players.
He's not a Cool Cat. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to land that Cole Anthony interview like sooner rather than later. That's for sure.
He probably would too, man. He's like, when I'm on Twitter, I always see he like interacts with like regular non-verified users.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, it's only a matter of time before I get verified. You know, at this rate. Mm-hmm. But no, it'll be. So that happened, and before that happened, one thing that actually happened was the NBA Summer League. So I think you knew that we were all like planning to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So me, Jace, Adeepthret, Mike, Nerdbird, like all these people were there. We all met up. It was super fun. But one thing we didn't know that we were planning, but while we were planning, we didn't know this was going to happen. But Top Shot announced that they were going to be at the first 3 days of Summer League, and that happened to be when we were planning to go. And so you could mint moments of a game you saw that day, which was pretty cool. And we didn't think
they picked the moments. You could just mint them.
Yeah, so they told you what day before the game happened. They told you what the game was going to be, and then you'd get the moments the next day after they were minted.
Did you guys see the game? Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Green.
Yes.
I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
Was that the best game?
Dude, watching Jalen Green in general was incredible. But yeah, that game was the best game of that day. He was just on our level, especially like because obviously you're going to compare him to Cade, whether that's fair or not. And just compared to Cade, he just like Cade looked like a shell of like an NBA player. And I mean, he's still getting his sea legs. Like no shade towards him. But Killian Hayes was kind of the guy who really showed up and showed out in at least that game. Maybe because he knew that was the game they were taking the moment from. I don't know. But yeah, so that got people very excited about Top Shot. The booth was like super, super cool. We got to meet a bunch of like dapper like employees and talk to them about stuff, which was like really, really cool. I know me and Jason were just talking. Super, super cool. And then And then yeah, I mean, I think you said you told me you saw it, but that the video of me on ESPN with the bear suit, I had brought the bear suit because I was trying to get in the moment, which I technically did. So that was pretty cool too.
Oh, you did get in a moment?
Yes. Me, like when
holy shit.
Yeah. So on the Killian Hayes moment, when they pan over, you can kind of see me. You can see like me and Mike and stuff like for a brief second. But since I'm wearing the bear suit and Mike's wearing a tank top and is extremely white, both of them are very easy to spot.
So you have that moment then definitely in your collection.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm actually technically in two moments. Like me, there's another moment where me and Mike are kind of like in the upper corner, and it was like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, I have that whole set. But yeah, so Cool Cats, Summer League. Can you think of anything else, Jason, that like really like help things pop off?
Yeah, they sent people to one of the finals games in Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
they sent people to the NBA draft, and then they started WNBA moments.
Yeah, I've seen stuff on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, they're doing that.
Yep. So we finally got a second
Series 1.
Not sport, but
league. Yeah.
Something other than NBA on the platform.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, it's been busy. We've been
so that's all of that that's so bizarre. Did they change like collector score? Did they do like trade tickets?
So trade tickets are still coming, but collector score they've been
yeah, I bet they are.
Well, they're supposed to come at the end of this month. By the end of this month. We'll see.
What about the rake back? I remember that was like a big thing.
Yeah, this is something that once again speculated on. I don't know when that comes. Jason, do you know if Top Shot ever like mentioned? Do you know if Top Shot ever mentioned? The chat is killing me.
I'm Luke Wilson. I'm looking at Luke Wilson now.
So good. But yeah, can you?
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what else? Oh, Rakeback is probably not coming like anytime soon. I don't think. I don't know. We'll see.
I think just NFTs booming in general has kind of just pushed the momentum for any and everything for the most part.
So why do you guys think it's booming right now?
I think one, like crypto kind of boomed, so people took profits from that. NFTs kind of blew the hell up. People took profits from that, and I think a lot of people see maybe Top Shot as more of a long-term, like whether it's an investment or like you're just trying to collect or whatever. It's like a long-term move as opposed to like the NFT world. Like things go like this, like those crypto dads that me and Adeepthret kind of told you about. Like I'm already, I think they're above 0.5 ETH and it cost me 0.08. So that's like already over like a 5x in like less than 24 hours. So there's such a short time on those things that people are like, when Top Shot doesn't do anything or it's not moving or it's going down a little, like people are just get super, super bearish about it. But when things pop, like things just went like to them, like, someone paid recently $230,000 for like a LeBron finals moment, which was like the highest purchase you can make, or the highest purchase ever made in Top Shot.
Yeah.
Huh. But like what?
Like so the whales kind of, all the crypto OGs kind of liquidated a lot of their accounts, which precipitated the fall because they were all undercutting each other and just dragging the market down with them. And then at some point, recently, some of them have gotten back into the market and started buying up again with all the crypto money again. So they're reinvesting in the platform along with the user base growing and everything. There hasn't been a lot of supply to come out. So there's been more users and more money coming in. So that's kind of pushed the prices up a little bit. So
it's just nice. Interesting to me because when I took a break from all this, like, at the end of July, it was about 6 weeks ago, like everything was like on the downturn, even like, even crypto was like kind of down, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it just like goes up, and it's bizarre to me. I don't know. It doesn't feel like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it's cool that you just totally like went off the grid and then just came back, and like it's a whole different world almost, which is crazy. But I think it kind of just all feeds itself, like crypto going up, like NFTs like blowing up and becoming more like Steph Curry now owns like an ape, like Andre Iguodala has like super like into NFTs, like Des Bryant, like all these, like it's gaining all this momentum. And they just kind of all feed each other, like big picture long term. So like maybe like we still haven't seen like, so Luca TSD got down to like under 3K, I think, like close to like 2,500 or something. And now it's back up to 5K.
Luca TSD was all the way down to 1,800.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember seeing it at 1,800. Like, I checked that one. That one's at 36 right now.
Yeah. Oh wow. So it went all the way to 5K, and then.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Like it's shot up. It shot up so quick.
Let me just say, I've gotten even more bullish on Luca in these 6 weeks than.
Oh yeah, after that Olympics, geez, dear God. So I think this is the Top Shot boom. I think had a lot to do with potential IRL utility once people saw it and saw the Top Shot thing. Yeah. So people realizing like, oh, me owning moments means I might be able to go to the NBA finals and have a once in a lifetime experience, or go to the NBA draft and play basketball with Obi Toppin, or go to summer league and play basketball with Tyrese Halliburton. Like that, like I think it kind of, a lot of people who maybe didn't realize that's like was kind of the reason some of us were like very bullish on Top Shot long term, even if we thought it was going to dip, is because we're like, yeah, this makes so much sense just for NBA teams to like be able to reward their like their fans and stuff. I think a lot of people just kind of saw that firsthand, like Adeepthret was saying.
Yeah, and just to answer Rock and or Roll. Some of my stuff I had put up for sale. Like I just checked Top Shot today, and you get like the notification or whatever. Mm-hmm. I had like 4 or 5 moments I had sold over the past month or whatever. But I still own whatever I had back 6 weeks ago or whatever.
The Nikos are still in the vault, right?
100%. 100%. Yeah, 100%. But I'm interested in like, so you guys were talking about crypto dads earlier. So that's one thing that like so I would still go on Twitter and stuff, and then obviously my feed is like a lot of NFT stuff or whatever, but I didn't like pay too much attention to it. But what I did see was like Bored Ape Yacht Club going off, like Crypto Punks, all different stuff, and then like all these like different projects or whatever, which I had kind of been judgmental towards like a few months ago, where I was like, oh, these are just like JPEGs, or like look at these stupid cartoons, or different stuff like that. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, these are like, I don't know, investment opportunities, or like some of them are like kind of cool or whatever. They're like, they have like these side stories to them or whatever, which I guess is like their version of utility, I guess. Mm-hmm. But the crypto dads one, I'm like, man, that makes sense, because there's like people that are dads that are in this, you know what I mean? Because like this movement, this whole thing slants towards like millennials. Mm-hmm. That are like having children that are home from COVID, that like crypto dads. And I'm like, damn, they got it.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because that's pretty much exactly what so Mike, Greg, and Dustin, they did an interview with the developers of Crypto Dads. And that's kind of what they were all saying, is because we've seen all these profile picture NFTs, but they've all been like animals. And this is like kind of the first one that I've really seen that's like just straight up like kind of more like people, you know?
It's like Simpsons characters, yeah.
Yeah, they look like they're like Bob's Burgers esque type of looking.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
like American Dad or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think that part's interesting too because I think people are just kind of tired of animals. Like you go in, like I had a tweet like a week or two ago that blew up. And it was just because I tweeted I might be like dipping my toes into NFTs like for the first time. And just a million people replied shilling their project to me. Like, oh, you should check out this. And the amount of animals in it, I was just like, geez Louise, like who's buying this? So I think it's a little, like you said, like all those things. And then just on top of it, it's a little like fresh feeling because it's not the same like, oh, here's an animal with laser eyes, you know?
Yeah. And they're doing moms and they're doing tots. And so you're going to have like your IRL family, and then you're going to have your crypto family. You're going to have dads and moms and babies.
Like the metaverse.
Yeah. And they're doing like, they're coming up with a game to go along with it. And I think they're doing all different types of merch, shirts and hats. And
can't you like buy beer? Or something?
Yeah,
beer. And they're like partnered with some brewery.
Yeah. So they're doing like a bunch of.
So each project is kind of like expanding on the previous one.
I wouldn't say I would. I mean, I see a lot of copycats out there.
I would say this good one.
I think this one is building on some of the past ones, but I see a lot of the projects are just copy paste from a previous project, and I mean, I've been reading about ones that won't even sell out, and then they just shut their Discord and take off with the money. Like, I just read about that a little bit ago. Like,
oh wow,
yeah. So they're just things are getting dropped like on a daily basis, and who knows what's good and bad. But I haven't owned any NFTs besides Top Shot until today, and I'm sold on the dads, and I'm sold on Bored Apes and Punks. I just don't have the means to grab the Cool Cats. I just don't have the means to grab those. So yeah, it's fun to get in on the ground floor of something that you think is gonna have some utility in the future. So I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was like you guys. Like I wasn't in on profile pictures, and I probably won't change my profile picture, but it'll be nice to own those things and have some of the real life utility that goes along with them. And
shout out to all the people. I remember like Surgical P had a profile, like an animal profile pic. And I always used to think, I was like, man, that's weird. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, man, if I got one, I guess I would change my profile.
Yeah.
It's become
so, like, shout out to all those people that were doing it back when like they were, you know what I mean? Like, back when I thought it was weird.
I mean, I still think there's part of me that still thinks it's a little weird, but it's also like it's like a flex. It's like the same thing as having like a blue check mark next to your name where people are like, oh wow, like blue check mark.
That's what I saw some tweet from Naval. I don't know how you say his name, but he was like an NFT avatar profile pic is like the new blue check mark on Twitter.
Yeah,
and everybody was like, oh yeah, shilling their project too in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's one thing. I'm not the biggest Gary Vee fan, but I will give him credit for saying that because that's kind of what made me like. When I was first even looking at Top Shot, I was just like, these are like video clips, like whatever. And he brought up, he's like, well, how much do you think a lot of people would pay for a blue check mark on Twitter? And that was the thing that kind of made it like start to click for me on top of the fact that it was like partner with the NBA and like all these other things where I was like, oh yeah, okay, now I get it. But yeah, like I mean, at the end of the day, if you see someone with a Bored Ape Yacht Club, profile picture, which they could just have, like you do not have to own it to like make it your profile picture, which that's what I love. It's like there's like no, like it seems like there's not that many people who like will like just fake it, which I feel like I wish there were more people who did that because I think it'd be funny. But like it's just a flex because you're basically saying, oh yeah, like this whole like $250,000 like thing that I just have. Like, yeah, I have it. I own it. Like, and people see that and they instantly are like, oh, like, what does this person do? Like, what do they, how did they get this? Like, should I follow them because they know about like NFTs like before everyone else does? Like, it brings up a lot of questions, and I think people obviously love that attention. So there's a lot of factors in it for sure.
So I think that's what I think is kind of cool about it is like this new digital creation economy and the like unwritten rules that are now emerging from it. So like in every other like, and it's really hard to like draw parallels, at least to like what I'm seeing in the NFT type of communities, because it's like if you like owning Jordans, right? Those are tangible, right? But how many people rock fake Jordans? There's like so many of them, right?
Sure.
Or different, or like doing fake stuff like that. But with this community, it's like maybe people are doing it. I have no idea. I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like
so the idea is you can't do it technically because someone could just go check the blockchain and see if you're doing it or not.
Right. But what I'm saying is like, I would never know, like I would never go myself and do that. Or like if somebody was faking the funk with a Bored Ape yacht, I would have no idea. You know what I mean? Because there's 10,000 of them or whatever. But but nobody really seems to be doing that, at least as far as I know. So there's like this integrity that's leaped up amongst the user base. And then on top of that, people are like holding, like they're owning these, like quite literally these JPEGs, right? That are just like receipted to a blockchain, which again is not tangible. Like I can't grab a blockchain and be like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
And so, but they're holding on to these, really they're assets, right? That are worth significant amounts of money and they're not selling. So you have not only this kind of social integrity, but you also have like a financial integrity too, where people are like, no, I'd rather hold than and appreciate this kind of communal culture instead of selling and just reaping, profits. And obviously people are doing flips and stuff, but I think that's really unique, right? And it hasn't been perverted like you see other kind of economies, like the resell economy, which I know you're pretty familiar with, Jeb. Or even like rocking jerseys, like Adeepthret's got a jersey on right now. Like even that has been inundated with, fakes from China, or like, you can get a really high quality product for like $50 to $100 instead of paying like $250 on NBAstore.com or whatever.
Yeah. And so actually this is exactly what I was going to talk about with what Collins BK is bringing up is, like,
this is a great name, Yeezy Busta.
Yeah, do you know who Yeezy Busta is? He's this guy who
but he sounds like somebody I want to know.
He basically made a big career on Instagram and like blew up because he like knew Yeezy so well he could call out fakes on like celebrities and stuff like that. And that's what I was gonna say. I think this is probably a good example that you and I both can really relate to. Is like, yeah, a lot of people wear fakes, but like does not feel good to get called out with a fake. Like maybe a bunch of people will see them and they're like, oh, those are cool shoes, and they won't know. But it just takes one person being like, oh, those are fakes. And like, you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's embarrassing because someone found you out. And I think it's the same thing with the profile pictures where it's like, yeah, a bunch of people will not take the time to go and check, but all it takes is one person to just tweet like,
but have you seen that? Have you seen that though? Like, has anybody come into the Discord? And that's what I mean. Like, every one of us has seen somebody rock fake shoes or fake jersey or fake jewelry, things like that. But it's not happening in this community, even though it would be easier to do it within this community.
Yeah,
dude, it's literally a screenshot. I mean, how many screenshots do you have in your phone? Dude, half of my phone storage is devoted to memes that I've screenshotted or stupid fucking shit that I've taken pictures of on the internet. And so but you're not seeing people like try to, and maybe they are, maybe we're just not like cognizant of it, but I think it speaks to like the fabric of the community. And I know that sounds like corny because it's like, oh, the NFT has a community, or we're doing it for the community of the NFT thing. But it's like, dude, they are creating something, and like there's proof of it. There's social proof of like what they're creating.
Yeah.
I just think that's interesting because you can't draw parallels to really anything else that has that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I actually caught someone stealing my NFT. I'll go ahead.
Oh, you
and
have
share.
an NFT?
Yeah. So this guy, he took my profile picture and my name, and he used it, even though on the blockchain it said that like this is mine. So people are getting called out. It's just maybe not happening enough. So once again, guys, if you see
that guy,
this jokester, please report him and block him, because that's not what the NFT community is about, and it really just like really hurt. So yeah.
Doovie asked a good question there. People on OpenSea are selling fakes. Isn't that what you mean? So I don't because you'll have like it. So it's not so much that like, yeah, obviously there are people trying to do like dupe projects or whatever. But I mean like, so like, just like China will produce fake shit, but it really doesn't matter what China produces. What matters is American consumption of the fake shit. So like, people can put out fake stuff, but like with NFTs, I don't need to buy a fake NFT. I can take a screenshot. I like how I like click a camera.
You pull out your
not
camera.
how you take a screenshot, right? Like, but so I can take a screenshot or whatever, and of like a Bored Ape Yacht Club, crop it, and then put it as my fucking profile. Like that's really what I'm talking about, is stealing in that sense, like, you know, peer-to-peer stealing, as opposed to like, you know, someone creating like duplicate fake NFTs or whatever and having somebody buy it. It's like, dude, you don't have to participate in all of this. You don't have to have a MetaMask wallet. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to purchase anything. You can just fucking screenshot shit and say it's yours.
Very true. Very true. As I think Neil Diamond Hand said earlier, Shift Control 4 is undefeated. So it is interesting. It is interesting how that works. So I think one thing, like we kind of already talked about, like we kind of all think that like, or maybe we talked about this off camera, but we all think that the profile picture NFTs are going to fall off the face of the earth at some point. Like they're going to tank, because a lot of them have like no utility. It's just all this perceived value. And it's just everyone kind of just pumping bags, being like, hey, like this thing that I paid money for, like it's worth something. Otherwise I wouldn't have paid money for it. Like the whole greater fool theory. But I think more importantly, we're just scratching the surface of NFTs. So this is something that actually like I've talked about a lot. Nike could eliminate fake sneakers completely. 100%. They could get rid of fake sneakers. They could destroy that entire market by making every single one of their shoes an NFT also. So you have the physical version, but you have the NFT that's attached to the blockchain. Then all you have to do is have an app that scans either like a microchip in the shoe or scans the barcode on the tag, and you have proof right there on the blockchain that this is a real sneaker and that you're not paying for a fake. Yeah. This is also my $1 million idea that I probably just I've given out way too freely. But
Nike stole it already.
Yeah, I'm sure they're working on it, and if they aren't, they should, because that is like the essence of the importance of an NFT, and like the technology of that is not a profile
blockchain.
Yeah, it's the
providing
fact
receipts.
Yeah, exactly. So when we're able to combine that physical with that digital, I think is when it becomes extra valuable. And I mean, we're seeing that with Top Shot, and that's I think why we're all pretty bullish on Top Shot. Is because it's attached to all these physical things, and we're kind of just getting, once again, just a taste of it. Like we don't even like, there could be so much more coming in the very near future.
I would say and I don't know. I'm really struggling to wrap my mind around this NFT kind of craze, because there's nothing. I mean, like, you can kind of parallel it to the art world, and like that's kind of where I go with it. But I do think that there is like a local community to this kind of crazy, and kind of Adeepthret kind of spoke towards it, which is like you have these crypto OGs that have kind of jumped from project to project, or, you know, emerged out of projects with, you know, significant crypto holdings. But I think that that's enough to sustain this bubble. And the reason why I say that, and I don't know, look, I have no idea whether profile pics will still be a thing like a year from now. I would venture to guess like the OG, like the bigger ones like CryptoPunks or Bored Ape Yacht Club, or even maybe Gutter Cats kind of seems to be popular or whatever. The kind of bigger things, especially CryptoPunks, because that's like the OG one, right? Isn't that like the original? Yeah. I think that will matter because it's like it's a nod to like the origination, the origins of this. But I will say that in the art world, in the physical art world, it's not a big community, especially when you get into like the like for a Basquiat, right? Like they only go like a new Basquiat only, like there's only like a couple hundred of them. Like there's maybe like 1,000 pieces in the world, but like 80% of them will never come on market, right? So there's only like a couple hundred that are either released from collections, from museums or private collectors, or they pass on or whatever, and they come about on the market. But there's literally like only maybe like 2 to 3 dozen people that are even in the market for new Basquiats, right? But they sell for 20, 30 million, and each one sells for more than the last. But it's literally in a market that's propped up by 30 people. That's it. And they all know each other. Like, you know what I mean? And like, if someone new enters that little marketplace, like, I'm just saying, like, imagine if this, and I guess it kind of is like on Top Shot, like how many people can actually spend $250,000 on like a LeBron Hollow?
Not too many.
I mean, look, it's a couple dozen people, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Adeepthret, like maybe a couple dozen OG whales, right? But you have,
it's less than 50.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like small, like that art world, right? But like that art world is literally like propped up just by those 30 people. And so there's more people involved. Like, I think that there's like if you stretch it out to like maybe the top 2,000 crypto people in these NFT projects, I think that's who's kind of like propping these prices up. But I think that's enough. And like I said, there are some really unique, I guess you would call them like sociological happenings within this group, right? And we kind of talked about it with like the financial integrity. Hey, I'm going to hold even though someone's offering me ridiculous amounts of money for these JPEGs, and the integrity, you know, of, hey, this is, because it's on the blockchain, I owe this, I can put it on my profile picture and no one else is doing that. So I think that there's like, I don't know, it's somebody's going to do, they're going to do the fucking Netflix series on this, and it's going to be amazing. And someone can really do a deep dive, but I think we're seeing a metaverse start to emerge, and I'm trying to like keep up with it. I'm trying to like open my mind up on it from where I was like a few months ago, which is like, man, this shit's stupid. Fucking koalas.
I think no, but I think all three of us are kind of in the same boat here. Like we're all trying to open our minds also. I mean, I was very closed-minded at January 1st this year. Like I barely had even heard of an NFT, and now I'm minting crypto dads. Like the user base is growing and growing and growing, and it started out as these core, like I saw some stat where like out of the 10,000 you know, generative profile pics, like it was actually only like 6,000 people that owned multiple profile pics from different
Yeah.
projects, and they just jump. And it's the same 6,000 people, 6 to 8,000. I don't know what the exact number is, but now we're getting the people that are on the fringe in, like me and Jeb. Now we're in the community, very very baseline, but we've entered the door into the community, and now other people are getting to the fringe before they come in. So it's kind of it's slowly expanding, which kind of gives credit to your point that maybe it's not so much a bubble, because in the grand scheme of things, if you've got 10,000 profile pictures, but if you have 2 million people in the space instead of 20,000, like that 10,000 is a low mint count compared. And that's just for the OG projects. That's not, because there's going to be new projects coming out every single day. So the amount of profiles coming out will keep up with the expanding user base. But the ones that are actually valuable will be at such a low mint count relative to the user base. So maybe there's more projects that survive than we're actually giving credit to. I mean, maybe there's a dozen or 24 instead of 5. Just based on numbers alone, just based on users alone, that would have to prop up certain different projects just because of the mint count of those projects. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm a newbie. I honestly don't know which way this is going, one way or the other.
So,
but
yeah, I mean, I'm for the first time dipping my toes in, but I've watched it like super carefully. I knew I could have minted a Bay Area Yacht Club, like one of the apes when like they were releasing. Like I was very aware of it, and I was just like, I refuse.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I was very I'm someone who, like, when I hear about something and it piques my interest, whether I like it or like, I thought this stuff was dumb, but I was like, why are people like paying this much money, or like, why are people care about this at all? So I dove very, very deep into it. I knew about the apes really early, but I was like, I would never spend money on a JPEG. Like how, like that is so dumb. And I still kind of feel that way. Like if it's just a picture and there's nothing like that comes with it. But I think one thing that's interesting is I think a reason why we're seeing all these like small like profile pictures pop up all the time and like make money is because it's just to Adeepthret's point, everyone who is on the fringe, like me, I saw the Bay Area Yacht Club. I knew about CryptoPunks when they were like a couple $1,000s. And I was like, who would pay thousands of dollars for a picture? Then all of a sudden I see them skyrocket. And now one of the reasons I'm dipping my toes in is because I'm like, well, I don't want to miss the next rocket. Like I knew about this and it took off, and I could have turned $30 into $250,000. Like that is mind-boggling. So now I'm like, you know what? Like let me start to like
So you look at you're starting to look at it as like an investment vehicle, like from that out. And that's what
Bored
Apes Yacht Club. My bad. I don't know why I said Bay Area.
The Bored Apes are from the Bay. I swear.
No, actually, we're talking about a new NFT project. It just dropped.
It's actually yachts, and if you own 10 of them, you actually get a real yacht. That's the utility.
And you dock it in the San Francisco Bay. But I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't know. I think that there's a little bit of value in getting involved in some of these like NFT communities just to see what they're about. Nico Manning. Yes. Absolutely.
We need to make it happen.
Dude,
those would be those skinny little boats, though. Those little
I mean, we could probably, if we made our own NFT Nico Manning Yacht Club, I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to get Nico on board. You wouldn't have to throw that big of a bag at him.
It's so crazy to me that more NBA players aren't getting behind this. I don't know. I thought,
Shot?
yeah, there's something really unique. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so I think the reason why so when the WNBA Top Shot launched, we saw all these WNBA players like get involved. Like all of them, like reporters were asking them, like, oh, do you think that's gonna be on Top Shot? Like, or like stuff like that. Like they went hard. But I think the reason why is because they have more to gain from it. Like the WNBA is ripe to explode, but they have like they don't have a ton of viewers. Like they're trying to get bigger and all this stuff. While you like someone like Steph Curry, who's very clearly into like NFTs and crypto and stuff, like I'm sure his agent is in his ear saying, hey, why in the world would you give them? Why would you just come out and be like, yeah, I just dropped $50K or I just dropped $1 million on Top Shot moments when you're Steph Curry and you joining that platform will give them 1 million new users. So we're going to wait for the bag. And I think that's a lot. I think LeBron, like all these players who at this point, clearly, at least it's crossed their radar. They're waiting for some sort of endorsement deal they can get.
Yeah. So I wonder if people are going to basketball players are going to jump on board with Autograph. Because I haven't seen any basketball players it's Tom Brady's NFT that drops on DraftKings. There's been football, hockey.
I saw that. Derek Jeter had
gymnastics, baseball. Yeah, but basketball hasn't been on there, and I don't know if there's something going on where they're not allowed to do that. But I mean, their rake is like 15% per sale. An Autograph gets 10% of it. So the guys that are signing those deals are making quite a bit more than if they just, did a Top Shot promo. If they actually drop their own NFTs, I don't know if they're allowed to or not. But I mean, they could make a lot more dropping their own NFTs if they have the ability to, right? Like LaMelo dropped his, and I'm sure he's making a ton more when he dropped his own as opposed to whatever he gets from Top Shot, right?
I mean, let's also remember that Andre Drummond dropped his as well, and no one bought them. So I think it really depends on who you are as well. To be fair.
So but what if Andre Drummond? So I'm not talking about like LaMelo or like Steph, people with like who already have like established brands, right? Yeah. But like, what if Andre Drummond got involved with Top Shot? Like I saw something on Twitter a couple days ago, and it was somebody had bought like 100 Harrison Barnes moments.
Yeah, 155.
Yeah, and Harrison Barnes reached out to him and was like, "Here's a signed jersey," and like, I think he got game tickets or something. Season open.
I think it was just a jersey and like a small like poster.
Yeah,
he signed. He signed.
But
both.
I'm like, I know Harrison Barnes has been involved. Like he's been involved with it the whole way through or whatever.
Yeah.
But like more people, like all of us that are involved with Top Shot know that Harrison Barnes is involved with Top Shot, and like he's just more recognizable to me now. I mean, I followed Harrison since he was like coming out of high school and went to Carolina and shit. But like if you're not a superstar, if you don't have your own shoe, if you're not established, like especially with rookies, I don't know why you wouldn't get involved with Top Shot. Because it's like, dude, you're building your personal brand. These moments are literally commercials for your brand. And you get to interact with the fans. And immediately, our ecosystem of communities, they know the players that are involved with this. They're more familiar with them. And like Harrison Barnes just seems cooler to me because I'm like, oh, he gets what I get.
Yeah. No one liked Harrison Barnes until 6 months ago, right?
You know what I mean? But like, if I see Harrison Barnes on a game, like I will inherently like kind of root for him now.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like you know, because I'm like, oh, he's bought into what I'm bought into, and like, dude, I would never give a fuck about what Harrison Barnes does. You know what I mean? Like, I would never check for him.
Right.
But like, if there were other players, especially rookies or like a Killian Hayes kind of player, you know what I mean?
Cole Anthony.
Yeah,
Cole's probably going to get his own. Like that guy just seems super marketable, but he gets it. He kind of gets it to me. Like he's interacting with people on social media. He's like, I remember he was like, somebody bought his moment. He was like, that's a bet or something, or like that's a good. That ain't no bet. That's a good investment or something. Like he gets it. You know what I mean?
and then he went and bought 2 of his own holos.
Yeah. Like, I'll put my money where my mouth is kind of thing. He gets it, though. And I'm like, yeah. And I get, dude, the Top Shot community, especially because he has like these great buzzer beater moments, like they really like did him well with his moments.
Yeah.
But like all of us are rooting for Cole Anthony. All of us are Cole Anthony fans. I want to go see the Magic play the Wizards this year. And it's literally, I can probably get like it'll be the cheapest tickets of the year because the Magic are going to be god awful. Just to go see Cole Anthony live because I'm like, dude, I fucking love this guy. Because not only is he into Top Shot, but he's like good. You know what I mean? It's fun. And like there's a good chance he could probably have a Top Shot moment during that game.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand. I thought this offseason we would see players be like, oh, look at this branding opportunity. I'm going to start interacting with my fans on social media.
So I think too many of them are unfortunately kind of, for better or for worse, holding out to try and get some sort of like endorsement deal from Top Shot, which I think it just kind of speaks to the fact that maybe they or their agents or the people around them don't understand that as much as you're helping Top Shot by like exposing it to more people, like you said, it's helping you too, because it's building a brand. It helps like you recognize which fans, like the guy buying 155 Barnes, I think it's pretty safe to say he's a Harrison Barnes fan. So like me sending him a jersey, because like is going to like he's gonna really appreciate that. He's not just gonna sell it. And like that's what you want as a player. You don't want to be like, oh, this person like they own one holo of me, like here you go, and then they turn around and sell something that you gave them as a gift. Like it does allow you to build this brand and stuff. And I think too many players, especially the non-established ones or the rookies, like you said, do not see it that way yet. Or maybe they do, to their credit, and their agent or the people around them are like, no, we're gonna wait because we saw Josh Hart got a bunch of holo packs for like signing a deal with us. Well, you're better than Josh Hart, so you should get like $100,000. You should get like $500,000 for an endorsement deal or something like that. Yeah. And so whether it's the player or it's the agent, I just think they're so used to like having all these deals like thrown at them. They're like, well, when's Top Shot going to give me my deal? While the WNBA players, because they don't have deals coming from everywhere, like they're like, no, this is huge for our sport and for us like individually. Like I knew who Ionescu was. I knew like Lisa Leslie, Skylar Diggins, and Ionescu before like WNBA came on Top Shot. And now I recognize more faces. I recognize more names. And I haven't even like bothered to watch a game yet, but I feel like I'm definitely going to be watching the WNBA playoffs, at least checking it out. And I know there's so many more people like me. And so, yeah, I think, and like you said, every player, there's so many examples. Mike G said Halliburton, like Cole Anthony, every player who's gotten on Top Shot has boosted their
a cult following now.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and how many more jerseys are we going to buy of Cole Anthony and Halliburton this year? As opposed to had they not gotten into Top Shot and just done like car commercials or whatever traditional marketing they would do. Like,
yeah, I don't see a car commercial with a player. I'm like, I'm his biggest fan now. That commercial is so good.
Right.
But yeah, when I went to Summer League, I was really hoping to bump into Cole Anthony and be like, hey, I own a bunch of your moments. Would you be down to like do a small interview or like do a video or something? And I didn't get that chance. But if it wasn't for Top Shot, I probably almost guarantee you I would not know who Cole Anthony is.
Right.
He's a rookie on the Magic, a team that I don't care about.
Right. Now you're his biggest fan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I've made Cole Anthony memes. I've tweeted at Cole Anthony. Yeah. I own, I think, 15 of his buzzer beaters now, and I want to own more. Like,
it's like his parents, his girlfriend, and then Jeb.
Exactly.
But you'll be checking for Cole Anthony throughout the season. When he has good games, you'll talk about it. Like that's what like the NBA is about, which is cultivating fanship, right? Like the old NBA slogan used to be, it's fantastic. It's always been about the connection of the fans to the player.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And
yeah, exactly.
I think we are. I mean, Top Shot has just like they've pulled back the curtain just a little and said like, hey, this is what we can do. Like we can send you. So I don't know how aware of you this were, like, but how aware of this you were, but they did a raffle for 8 people, and that person got to bring a guest to go to Game 5 of the finals.
So, all the finals,
yeah, and like
they were like all white.
yeah, yes, yeah. I heard about that. Should we talk about that? No, but no, and like I think it just clicked for a lot of people. Like, oh my god, like this is just the beginning. Like we're still in beta. Like imagine once we leave beta and there's like kind of more established like utility with stuff. Like this allows NBA teams, NBA players, the NBA as a whole to really identify and zero in on like who their biggest fans are. And that is, and the NBA, they want to grow their brand. They want to connect with fans. Like they spend millions of dollars doing data research and figuring out how to do all this stuff in order to connect with fans more. And like, because that'll ultimately lead to like ticket sales and jersey sales and merchandising sales and stuff like that. So Top Shot kind of cuts that middleman out to a degree. Obviously, not every NBA fan is going to be on Top Shot, but you do know, like, hey, this person like is a giant Magic fan. He has all the Magic, the whole Magic team set, and he has like a bunch of Cole Anthony stacked up. Like that's got to mean something. Like let's see, like if we can reward him and once again thank him for like what he's done like to help support the team, but also like you're also kind of giving a customer a reward, saying, hey, like we appreciate you like giving us your money and your time, like please continue to do so.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I gotta jump off this stream, but
yeah,
it
was great to see you, man.
Dude, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you guys for having me on and catching me up on all this NFT stuff. Yeah. I want to learn more about this crypto dad stuff. And
yeah, we should definitely
gas fees and all that different type of stuff. I'm like in the water on all that. And then yeah, man, please keep me up to date on that and send me links on like when you guys are going live again on this stuff. I want to start catching up on this stuff.
Sure. Sounds good. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for jumping on. I know a bunch of people were really, really, really happy to see you, and a bunch of people are just happy that you're like okay. A lot of us, dude, you're the Sawyer channel in the Discord just became a like long scroll of just like dear like Sawyer, please come back, like stuff like that. Like it was great. So I'm sure everyone feels this way. We're glad you're doing great. Glad that everything's going good, and hope to see you around more. I know you said you're not trying to jump right back into the Discord, but just know that like we all like deeply appreciate you, and like I mean I consider you a good friend, and I hope you're doing good, and I hope get to see you around soon. Be dope to have you jump on another stream.
Happy birthday to Neil Diamond Hands. Thank you.
Yeah, it was his birthday. And happy birthday to Six Souls. It was his birthday is the same as Neil Diamond Hands.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Virgos unite. Virgo. Peace.
All right. Well, that was super great. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Jason, I'm sorry for kind of dominating the conversation a bit.
No, it's all good.
But really glad you're able to come. You're able to come on too. And yeah, I wasn't planning on streaming today, but me and Sawyer been talking all day today, and I was just like, dude, like, do you want to jump on a stream? Because I know me and Adeepthret, we're kind of talking about streaming after Team Hold, at least like for now, and just kind of seeing how it goes. And I was like, timing lines up kind of perfect. So yeah. That was, thank you for everyone for coming on. Glad Sawyer was able to come and have a good time.
Give me 2 minutes if anyone has any questions about the OTM stuff, because I promised everyone that the next time I was on.
Oh yeah, I'm down to talk about that.
Because we didn't talk about OTM yet.
Yeah, we didn't.
So let's do 2 or 3 minutes on that.
Yes,
Next week,
yes.
Damon Fat. If we can land him, we'll have him on there.
Dude, he popped in the chat for a second. So I think I'm officially cleared as not Damon Fat, right? Because I know when I went to Vegas, Greg, everyone was shocked that they thought I was lying or I was joking that I wasn't Damon Fat. Everyone thought for sure I was, and I was like, no, like I'm not. Oh, important question here. Why do some mascots on the card have footballs and others don't?
I don't know.
Let's put the tinfoil on here. And
why doesn't the big block of cheese have a football?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And
it looks to me like most of them don't have footballs.
How do we even know they're about
that I'm looking at?
How do we even know they're about football then? Maybe these NFTs are for something else though.
Well, and they have like Los Angeles, which has 2 teams, and New York also has 2 teams. So
here's another good point. The Joker doesn't have a football. Ooh. And I'm pretty sure there's not even a team.
No, he does have a football.
Jokers. Oh, he does?
The Joker has a football, yeah. Oh. I'm looking at the #1 cereal right there in my account.
Neil, I don't know if I can trust this news source anymore.
Yeah. So I pulled the #1 Joker.
I saw. Oh my gosh, dude.
The wide receivers, and I'm wondering, is that going to fetch like a large premium?
Yes.
Like, can I flip it and still get another receiver Joker? Like, is the serial number going to be worth enough?
So I
to
think
flip with the gas and all of.
Yeah. So I haven't done a deep dive yet because I'm still waiting on my packs. I need to fill out a ticket. I was going to do it today, but I was working at the office instead of from home, so I didn't have the ID. So I'm going to do that today and get my packs. So I haven't dove too deep into this, and actually this would be really, really good for our next stream, I feel like, because we'll have a week of football. You and I will both have like a team. We'll be a little more familiar with and all that stuff.
And the marketplace will be open. Like I know you can list them, but you can't buy them now.
You can't buy them or sell them or something. I don't know. They tweeted at OpenSea to try and like figure it out. But
like I've got the Cowboys quarterback and receivers.
That's and if bad.
They're playing tomorrow, so I could use them week 1. So you don't have
to set it till Sunday, so you know how many points those 2 will have.
But if they go off, I could sell it.
That's also true. You could,
but I can't sell them right now.
Yeah, I mean, they said they're going to have their their goal. They said for sure almost they'll have it ready before Sunday. But honestly, I don't know. I personally am of the. I mean, it also depends on what I get. Maybe this could change once I open my packs. But I feel like you should not sell anything until at least 2 to 3 weeks, because I think that's when people kind of realize, oh wow, look at these prizes. Like look at the value here. Like if I'm good at, you don't even have to be this like fantasy football expert. You're picking 5 positions on teams.
Right.
Like you don't have to be like, oh, let me pick up the 3rd string Green Bay running back because I heard the 2nd string like ate too much cheese and like the first guy like got caught in a traffic jam or something like that. Like you just have like it's simplified in that way. So I think a lot of people will see like these carrots that they're dangling as prizes and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I didn't try for this drop. Like let me do that.
Well, yeah, you could be right. But
and plus
they're losing utility as each week goes on, though, right? Like you get 17 weeks now,
correct,
of utility out of each card.
But the winner of each week gets like an automatic. I think Mike was saying the winner of each week gets to go to Miami, like for the finale. So theoretically, every week, I'm assuming every week will have like the same kind of prize value. So it'll lose value too. But like if these prizes are as crazy as they kind of make it sound, I mean, $1 million is a lot of money. Like I feel like.
I can't wait to see because they did a stream at the same time as Mike did earlier.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see it, but I think they broke down some of the pricing. If anyone in chat knows anything about that, drop any info real quick for us.
I kind of feel like Doobie's saying, like if they have a poor game, it might be worth.
Then I won't
like,
play them, right?
Yeah, it would. Then also on top of that, you might be able to scoop like stack up like because people are like so. I mean, I don't know if I would ape into Dallas in particular personally, but
Dallas has one of the best offenses in the league. They got 3 receivers and Dak and 2 capable running backs too. Yeah,
correct. Yeah. And so maybe
they won't play a lick of defense, which would also help their offense.
How's their O line though? I feel like their O line is like just not as good as it used to be. Oh, I think Adeepthret is gone. Oh, there you're back. Okay. I don't. Is their O line has it like taken?
Their O line's back. No, okay. They've been hurt for like the last year and a half.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so I wasn't sure if they just lost people or if it was injuries. I didn't follow them close enough. So
yeah, so if they're healthy, they're going to be one of the probably top 4.
They'll definitely be one of the top offensive teams for sure.
They'll be a top option every week.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know.
For sure.
Wish I would have known that before my fantasy drafts because I stayed the hell away from Dallas players.
Well, so it's going to be hard to guess which receiver is going to go off because there's 3 quality receivers.
Yeah, but in this case,
I think they each caught 5 touchdowns apiece last year with a bad quarterback.
Yeah,
so it depends on what the first prize is.
That exactly. And so the thing is, so what I was going to say before I kind of like we went off that rabbit trail. From what I've heard, tiebreakers are determined by serial numbers.
How many ties are there going to be though?
I have no idea. It'll be. I have no idea. There's part of me that's like, yeah, it could be a lot of ties, or there could never be a tie. But I think people that edge, like psychologically, like people want that edge, even if it never comes into play. So I do think that number 1 Joker has a lot of value, So I wouldn't even consider like selling it until like I said, like week 2 or 3 at least, where people like kind of understand like the full grasp of like the value of this. Cause I feel like, especially with the rough drop, or the rough like release and all the technical difficulties, I do feel like people are kind of down on the Owners Club right now. So at least for me personally, like even I consider, I was like, should I just get my money refunded or should I get the pack? Cause I was like, I don't know, that was rough. That was really, really rough.
Oh, I got 5 packs like first 2 minutes. I ordered my first 5, and then when they started coming back, I got a 6th one. Like I didn't have any issue with. I know it came out rough, and I wish I could sell something right now. But other than that, like I'm still 100% behind.
And I got charged for the 2 packs I bought, and then it got canceled. So, but the charge is sitting on my card, so I have to reach out to them and either say refund me or give me my packs. And so for me, I was like, part of me was like, oh, let's wait till the marketplace opens and then reach out and see what happens. But I think I'm gonna take the risk and get my packs. I'm excited to play. I think it'll be fun, and it's the first one. It's the first one, so I think that's kind of was like what made me really, really decide. Are you frozen again? I think so. Oh, there you're back. What I was saying was it's the first one too. It's the first release. So there's part of me that's like, you know what? Like if it wasn't the first release, if I'd heard about this and this is the 3rd one, maybe I'd be a little more hesitant to buy. But I'm down to take a little risk. I know I'm going to get a full team, so I don't have to be on the secondary market, which I'm like, that's the more thing that I'm worried about is like, I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to be like buying on the secondary market. Just even with gas fees, like I feel like you're just wasting so much money. So having 2 full teams and getting to interchange them a bit and maybe sell off a couple duds and get my money back, I think it's worth the risk. So I'm super, super excited to play. It's something that I don't think will take nearly as much time as like actual fantasy, which I'm a fan of too.
Right.
So it's more fun, but there's like really crazy prizes maybe too still.
Yeah, it sounds like if you just keep your eyes on the games and box scores, you can set a lineup in 5 to 10 minutes without giving it like in-depth research and things like that. So
yeah, and obviously injuries affect things, but they don't affect things as much. Like if you start someone like, especially like someone like the Packers, like Dylan's their second string running back. If I can't remember who their first string running back is, but if he gets injured, like you're not like, oh my gosh, like I have no chance at winning. Dylan's a capable running back. Like he could still put up really good numbers. So playing Green Bay running back is, you don't have to be on top of things as much, which is like, once again, it makes it a little more fun, makes it a little more enjoyable. So I think we should definitely, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like everything could change in Chop Shot in a week and we might have a million things to talk about, but I would definitely be super, super down to talk about, this, like moving forward, like on a weekly basis, like even like for like 10 minutes every time or something like that. Just a small section where we have questions and kind of chop it up. Cause I'm super excited about this. Like I went from not doing any NFTs besides Top Shot to the Owners Club and Crypto Dads. And I'm looking at 2 or 3 more that like, I'm hoping some of my Crypto Dad profit I can use to get the pre-sale of these next 2. And, you know, only a matter of time before I'm sitting in a race car bed, because that's the big purchase I'm trying to make with all these massive gains. It's like a really nice race car bed.
You're going big, huh?
Yeah, I'm going real big. Going real big. But yeah.
Well,
so
we're gonna be rich off these Crypto Dads, it looks like.
Dude, I'm feeling I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, every time I get on this dad's channel, they're updating the floor. So
yeah, no, and just the fact that there's so much volume being traded is kind of what makes me feel a little more like, oh, this was the thing to do. And I've said this in the Discord several times, but since he's watching, I just want to say huge shout out to Neil Diamond Hands. I was like we talked about earlier, super, super skeptical and like very like, no, this stuff's stupid. I will never pay money for a picture, blah, blah, blah. And Neil and I talked in the DMs for a while, and he wasn't trying to convince me to do it, but he's just like, hey, like get pre-sale access because he can, and you just don't have to use it. But like he just gave me a different perspective on things. And I really, really, really appreciate him taking the time to do that. Cause I mean, now I'm rich. So if it wasn't for Neil, I would still be a peasant, but life's changing quickly.
I want to shout out the guys in the Discord last night when I was flipping out about how to figure out gas and minting and everything, because I was completely overwhelmed last night, and they held my hand and walked me through it. So the handful of guys that were in there,
dude,
kind of talking me off the ledge. And
Nerdbird, I met Nerdbird. He's much older than me, and he is way better at this stuff than me. And that's kind of my job, is like, I'm a software developer. So I'm just like, geez, like I need to step my game up. Like Nerdbird is killing it. But yeah, Nerdbird, Raptor News, Macabeard, Nui,
KG was in there.
Yeah, KG, Neil Diamond Hands. Like there's been like so many people that are so helpful. And once again, it's just a testament to the community we've built in the Team Hold Discord, where people are a lot of really sharp people. It's not just people who are super willing to give out information, but it's people who are sharp and have like actually good information to give out, and they're still willing to do it. So super awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in. The viewer count was pretty solid once again. So very appreciative of people taking time out of their day to watch us. I hope everyone had enjoyed Sawyer swinging through. I really hope we can get him on more, because I mean, as the only person who's met Sawyer, I can just like, such a great guy. I love that guy to death. Super, super nice. And I just hope we can, I hope he finds a nice medium where he doesn't feel like he has to be on the Discord all the time, but maybe he like pops in every now and then. Cause I think a lot of people kind of came around to him too late. They didn't maybe understand his like bit and stuff like that. But I was a giant Sawyer fan, and I'm glad he's doing good. So thanks so much Jason, for jumping on with me. I love talking to you about all this stuff. And now all of a sudden we have so much more to talk about.
I know.
We got like
there might be a Top Shot bomb by the time we talk next. So who knows?
If there's not, I'd be shocked.
I'm assuming there will be.
Yes, I'm really, really hoping, because there's not a lot to talk about right now.
I know. I
have a video I'm making on the weekend, as long as like work isn't too insane, but I really don't have too much in the pipeline otherwise. So I'm just hoping, or not hoping, but I have a feeling so that'll change soon. Suddenly I'll have quite a few topics to talk about. So yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Love you guys, and we'll see you guys hopefully next week, but very soon for sure. All right.
See you guys.
See ya.